Hey, it's Bob out here at Sorrento Hill. Thanks for stopping by. Just thought I'd catch you up to date on where I am right now. I've been working on interior. You can see back behind me I've got the tongue and groove up on the walls. I've got insulation up above the window. I've got tongue and groove above the window all the way to right there where I ran out of tongue and groove. So I'm going to have to make a trip to buy some more tongue and groove. I also, yesterday, I got the paneling up. Deb wanted this paneling, the caribou oak paneling on the outside walls of the pantry and the laundry room. I'll stand back here, and that's what it looks from the laundry room. And then what I'm doing today is I'm cleaning up my mess. It's a big pile of sawdust and our shavings and scrap wood from previous operations. I got to clean all that up because what I'm doing is I got to get that area cleaned up, and then my goal is to keep it clean because I'm going to have to move my planer outside. We're getting better weather. I'll move my planer outside, and that way I don't create all this piles of sawdust inside. And just put a tarp down and collect it on the tarp, and then drag the tarp to my mulch pile and throw it on there. So get all that cleaned up, because what I'm going to do is go ahead and put insulation and it up above the windows here, and then put some of this caribou oak paneling up over the windows. And so that's what will close in above the windows all the way up to the rafters, all the way around here to there. So it'll be the caribou oak paneling. And in that way, what will happen is, let me spin around one more time, hope I'm not making you dizzy. As you can see back here behind me, I've got the darker oak here in the kitchen and dining area, and then the blue stained tongue and groove over in the living room area. So what it does, to me anyways, is it makes it clearly defines two different rooms, two different areas, without having any walls. So Debbie liked the paneling. I liked the paneling. It went up pretty quick. It was interesting to do because what I had to do, I put 4x8 sheets up, and what I did is I put them, started at the top and came down, so my small pieces are at the bottom. But it's a challenge getting that paneling up. So what I did is I just made me some little supports, and I just attached those to where the wall was, measured down the spacing that I needed, attached these little boards, and that way I was able to rest the paneling on this until I could get it nailed in. And it worked out pretty well. Nothing got broken. I didn't get hurt, so it worked out well. Some of the little things you have to do sometimes when you're working by yourself is there's nobody else there to hold it, so you got to come up with a little holder, and it's just some scrap wood and screws, and now that I'm done with those, I'll just take the screws out, put them back in the box, and I'll take the scrap wood and throw it on the burn pile. Because trust me, I've got plenty of other wood around. If I need to make more of these, I can. That's not going to be a problem. So once I get this pile out of the way, I'll get these base cabinets moved over into that area. And once the base cabinets are moved over, then I'll be able to get up my ladder up here so I can get this done. My floor cleaned up real well, get it mopped down, remove any kind of dust, any kind of debris, anything that's going to might possibly make it unlevel. And then and uneven and cause issues with my flooring. And then I'll put the flooring down in the laundry room, the pantry, and the kitchen dining area. That way I can move all my cabinets back in for the last time, get them anchored down, and once they're all anchored down, then I'll be able to tie in my plumbing, get my sink in and put in my plumbing. I'll actually have a working kitchen because I have water and drain there. So, and not have to move everything back and forth. I can just build it, put it in place, I'm done with it. And having the flooring in, that gets us, like I said, then I can finalize all my plumbing and all that. And then once I get done here, then I'll go in the bathroom and do that as well. So I can actually get a functioning bathroom in here. So all of this in an effort to get things to where we can get moved in here. I haven't met any of my targets so far, but we get over ambitious sometimes. It's hard to estimate. And of course, I have to work around when funding's available and when weather permits and the like. Like I did the first layer of the mud bed for the shower, but then it got cold and got below freezing for several nights and even for a couple days, and so that put a stop to doing that until things warmed up. There's nothing you can do about that. All right, so let me get back to cleaning up. That's my least favorite thing. I just finished up putting insulation and paneling above the windows there, above and between windows to close that in. I've got it all the way up to about 1/4 inch from the rafters, and then all the way around. And it looks kind of nice. There's quite a bit of contrast between, of course, that bright white and the and the paneling. I think that'll be all right, especially once we get the windows in, and you've got the white around the window and the window itself. I think it'll look pretty good there. So that's what we've got. So in this particular room, like I said, it's all that caribou oak, looks like a distressed barnwood paneling on the walls. And then in the living room, we've got the tongue and groove. So what this does, you can kind of look in the background and you can see that it divides it up into 2 distinct spaces, but there's no wall in there. But visually, it divides it up. And we've been debating on what we're going to do for ceilings. So we've been thinking about tongue and groove, but it's quite windy today. One of the things I'm entertaining, I have had some scrap pieces of that bead board, paintable bead board, and so what we had talked about is maybe these where we've got the beams here, instead of covering the bottoms of these floor joists, or rafters rather, excuse me, I'd get some stain, maybe even the same stain as the cabinets, maybe a little lighter, but anyway, stain those and leave them exposed as exposed beams, and then put something like this white paneling up there. So the only issue is I'm going to have to put some trim, because when I put my tongue and groove over there and I put my paneling up here, I went up to allow for having a 3/4 inch tongue and groove up there. So this, by putting it up above, would create a little more of a gap. So I'll have to figure out something trim wise there. So we'll let Deb see that, see what she thinks. Like I said, we haven't quite decided on ceilings yet, but with all the other things we had going, it didn't seem like a huge priority. All right, so I'll let you look at that behind me. Let me know what you think. like I said, right now that white really sticks out. But I think by the time I put the windows in, and the windows are white all around the window, and they're bright, I think it'll look like it belongs. It'll look pretty good. So that's where I am right now. I'm going to clean up the rest of my stuff here, and I've got cabinets moved out. I got my big pile of sawdust that was back there. I got that all gone and burned. I just went ahead and burned it because I had so much of it and so much more to go that I just went ahead and burned that. I had a burn pile going. And so I get all this cleaned out, and if I've got enough energy, then what I'll do is I'll make some measurements and draw a line, snap a chalk line after I've got this floor all cleaned up and everything, so that I can start on my flooring. So we'll see how much gumption I have before the day gets. By the time the end of the day gets here, boy, those bottles look pretty with the light shining in them, don't they? And aren't that pretty on that wall there? That's going to be the backsplash area between the upper and lower cabinets in the kitchen. That looks pretty sharp, doesn't it? All right, listen, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you taking the time to watch our videos. Don't be afraid to get out there and do something. You know, you're going to make mistakes along the way, like that piece right there. Which one? The one above the door. Yeah, that one right there. I don't know what I was doing, but I ended up having to cut that 4 times. The first couple times I had it all messed up, but it took 4 cuts before I finally got it right. But it looks pretty good now. So don't be afraid to get out there and try something. You're going to make mistakes along the way. Don't be too hard on yourself. Recover from your mistakes and go on and do something, make something happen, have some fun with it. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.